Good morning, Ruth Green Hornets. It's Mrs. Ambrose, and today is Friday, April 26th. The Pledge of Allegiance will be led in a separate video. Fifth grade, I remind you to use your restrooms and your drinking fountain. Please do not wander down towards the main office to use that restroom and or the fountain by the gym. If you have a water bottle, you are allowed to come down to fill up your water bottle. Now it's time for shout outs. Have you been doing the right thing? Have you been working hard and found the expectations around the school? Well, if so, listen up, because here are the shout outs from Mrs. Casalino. Isabella for working hard. Peyton for always doing her best work. Sophia for trying to do her best work. From Miss Sharp, I'd like to shout out the following students for always engaging and participating in our class discussions. They always help keep our discussions flowing during our lessons. Brooklyn Foster, Elliot Tober, Maya Rhodes, Hailey Duncan, Demaya Allen Houston, Darius Gilbert, and Christian Renault. From Mrs. Costa, Kendall Coleman, Bailey Dinkins, Paisley Murray, perfect attendance and coming to school on time every day. No early dismissal for the month of April, up to date. From Miss Lissinger, Team 101, thank you for all being amazing for Miss Amber when I needed to go to a meeting. I appreciate you all doing your best for a guest teacher. Keelan, you did a great job staying on task this week and getting your work done. Keep up the hard work. Randy, awesome job getting all of your absent work in on time. Team 101, remember to keep working hard and staying out of trouble. Summer break is almost here. From Mrs. Mason, Quentin Romano for being respectful and responsible these last couple weeks. Keep it up. Kendall Thomas and Raylan Henderson for trying their best in reading. From Mrs. Taylor, Noah for always being such a great friend to others. He also tries his best and never gives up. Justin for working hard to get his desk organized this week. From Miss Smith, I'd like to shout out my students who reached their iReady goal and got the opportunity to take Mrs. Ambrose to the wall. Keep up the great work. From Mr. Quickie, I'd like to shout out Annabelle Williams, Jackson Russell, Emma Menino, and Landon Lee. The four of you have done a great job this week following the school expectations. From Mrs. Vihar and Mrs. Miglio, Jada Watts Pheasant, Noah Hussey, Olivia Woodward, Olivia Lee, Adriana Young, Zoe Thurman, Joey Helzer, Cleveland Moore, Julian Phillips, Jordan Terry, Kendall Shaw, Amira Robinson, Skyla Simmons, and David Sherman for working hard and being responsible and respectful students. From Mrs. Leslie, Aiden Hamill for being respectful and listening when a teacher talks, Journey Mahoney for being cheerful in the morning and bringing me pictures, Giovanni Morrison for showing so much excitement during reading groups while we are learning to read. From Miss Gamerick, shout out to Achilles Moore for listening and taking part in lessons. Shout out to Alea Hines, Veda Burkow, Casey Carroll, and Jordan Webb for always taking the time to do your best. From Mrs. DW, Room 213 wants to shout out our whole class for getting a Groupon. It's been too long. Let's keep working on getting our next 10 reward. Jayshawn Irby and CJ Mahoney for helping Miss DW at recess and after school. Rihanna Wright for trying to get her classmates to make good decisions that affect the whole class. And from Mrs. Micken, shout out to the strawberry and blueberry reading groups on your reading lessons. Keep up the good work. And Scarlett for being a good listener. Wow, that's a lot of shout outs. You guys have been working hard. Keep up the good work. If you didn't hear your name this week, keep following the expectations around the school and trying your hardest in class, and maybe next week you will hear your name. And I remind all of you about the golden rule. Remember, we treat others the way we want to be treated, and we keep our hands and our bodies to ourselves. And I also remind you, when you hear a rumor, somebody says, oh, so-and-so is talking about you and has said X, Y, Z, or saying unkind things, if you haven't heard it from that person, it's gossip and a rumor and could be completely false. So do not listen to rumors. If you are having an issue with another student, make sure to seek out an adult that you trust to help you get the problem resolved. That's how we do things. We don't try to solve it ourselves because usually it doesn't end very well. I hope you have a great Friday and a restful weekend. And repeat after me. Ruth Green Hornets are respectful, responsible, and ready. I fly right with Hero. Have a good Friday. Bye.